I was just doing a song, and these are the lyrics, but I'm just going to play it back to myself and sing them along with my voice, but you won't be able to hear everything. Maybe. It's okay. It's only a minute long, so no worries. I'm going to start it now. You've got your angel eyes beyond the censor, emotion and mind. Across the field like passing stars, by the stars, beyond the ocean side. Such emerald forest, beauty dreams in the forest tree. Raise up the mountain of light, the genius of stars you see. Raise up the genius of when you see, you see. And it goes on as no longer author of the creator gods, no bipolar dyslexia, autism minds, no river Styx, Atlantean, Saturn, Moon Lord rings. It's pure, real, true. Union vision, aware, innocent. Ooh, and you've got your angel eyes. Okay, that's a rough version. But I had fun with that. I was sharing it because it's a nice way to put things together a little bit. We had another hurricane come directly at our location again. It's last fall and this summer, 9 months afterwards. Interesting. Takes 9 months to birth something, or birth a human. And I'm noticing this kind of stuff. So we sat up here very high and dry and pretty. It rained a great deal, and the storm slowed down after it came across the water, meaning that it dumps all the rain. So we had places in the area with lots of fun, floods and whatevers. And although we had no damage, they took 24 hours to restore the power, which is, everybody's always going, oh, we're out without power, oh, you know, woe is me and woe is us, and make a stitch of difference to myself. And I noticed that very interestingly. In fact, everything that I did anyway, almost completely, got done anyway, and the foods that I was eating was didn't need to be refrigerated, so and so forth. And we had a short little 30-second video of food that we ate, which was like tomatoes, and it had some meat in it, but they were, you know, kind of what do you call it? I don't know what we called it. I made a video which I could put out here, and the only thing that was limited was getting the video out. I couldn't do that with no Wi-Fi. And interesting again, because it doesn't need to go out right away anyway, but the whole point of it was to kind of share Hurricane Debbie, no problem, or physical universe, no worries. And get that consciousness instead of all of this concern for electricity or social, what's going on in other places, social media, and news, and everything that everybody's been plugged into. So that is experiencing that very readily. I've been sharing lately a diet that relates interrelated to that, with the honey, breathing through the nose, and water, liquids, and light foods, nuts, fruits, whatever, and singing New You, because that's really just about all that everything stands for. We stand with, truly. Nice way that goes together. My friend, and this is a story, short story, his name is Kane, and he's been having a very hard year. I would say he said he's having a hard year. Well, he is. He's got candida, serious candida, and he knows that it's the system and the poison in the foods and so forth. And he's got a bad back, and then he goes and does something stupid and hurts his back some more. He is born in Alaska, and of at least two brothers, himself and Abel. They were named by their religious parents, and I swear it's like he's being targeted. So they moved down here, or he did, to Florida, and all kinds of problems, and he's been shot in the head. And day before the hurricane came through, I met a man who's a friend of his named Wayne, I think, and he has tires all around his property and everything. I went there to see if I could get some low-cost tires. And I talked with him, and he told me the story of what happened to Kane. And he went out with his wife towards the river near where he lives, and there's a man across the street, crazy guy, and a lot of people around here with wielding rifles, and I've been attacked on the golf course by a person who, you couldn't call it being attacked in one way, but otherwise you definitely could. They were out golfing, and he was with another guy, and the other guy almost hit me in the head, or hit the ball right over nearby me, real close by. I've had that happen before. He didn't apologize for it. They're supposed to call 4. That's the, look out for the 4th dimension. Here it comes. That's what 4 really means. But to avoid or look out for a golf ball objects flying near you. And but the guy later came out. He's a caretaker on the golf course. He's supposed to be caretaking the land and looking out for the safety of other players. And he comes out because I laid down on the course and took a rest. There's nobody out there, just him and his friend who had finished or were near finishing playing golf. And I was out there by myself. And I just lay down and rested, and I took my shoes off, and I didn't know they were watching, and anybody was even close to seeing it. But he had the pro, who's my friend, come out and tell me, put your shoes on and put your clothes back on. And I had put my shirt over my head. I hadn't taken it off, actually. I just put it over my head and rested like that. Hey. Evidently being 72 years old doesn't matter to them, in terms of this. Follow the rules, you know, or get off the course, and that kind of energy. In any case, the shooting, my friend, the story is that the man was across the river, I think, and was wielding a gun, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing with my girlfriend?" Which is, Cain was with his wife, and he's calling the wife his girlfriend, obnoxious, etc. And Cain said, "Who do you mean?" You know, and so forth. And he basically, unfortunately, goaded the guy. You know, why don't you shut up or come over here, and you know, like that kind of a thing. So the guy comes over, and he's still holding the gun, and you know, like that. And my friend is not smart enough to stand down in that sense, and he reached for the gun, and it went off. He held on to it, and it grazed him right through the head, or through part of his head, and under his eye, or to the side of his eye, like there, the temple. And you know, so he's got some brain damage, but he's okay in the sense, you know, he's conscious and able to think and whatever. And you know, but that's what happens. And I don't know, he was being targeted, if you will, and that's what the thing to be aware of. It's so funny, the storm, that we have a sister who lives nearby, my wife's sister, and she still hasn't had her power back. And another thing we were dealing with was the two neighbors that had built houses within the last 5 years next door to us. It was empty before that. Have generators, and one of the generators was spewing out smoke a whole lot, and they both had their generators on. They didn't have power like we did. And we had to deal with the sound and the noise and the pollution coming over, all of it. I call that being attacked. And we didn't tell them no, but I tried calling out a few times that it was objectionable and smoky or whatever. You know, just like par for the course, really. So the sister who lives around the corner had her ex-husband deliver a generator, and they still without power even after they got the generator. After we got another 12 to 18 hours next door to us, they don't have power except for they finally got this generator delivered, which they're not going to need this time. They're probably not going to need it hardly at all. But they're all into this generation of expenditure and caution and safety and security for their power and light, so to speak. And they don't know what the real power and light really is. And none of the people around here have really listened to my discussions. I won't tell them about don't get a generator, but you know, generally speaking, it's like all different forms of communication and or representation and presentation. That's kind of the story of the Star Rock legend here in Florida, I call it, the flower of life in the Florida, U.S. And you see, we have a heart-shaped ivy around a tree that's in front of our house. And it's formed a heart shape, and I've told a number of people that we're the heart of Florida here, and stuff like that. And you know, we're working on being aware of their natural environment, and so et cetera, et cetera. And whatever way that I can share with the people something, and have a presentation of it. This Floriva, I called it the Freezeum, the Garden, the Magnolia Trail, the Blue Pot Springs, and what else? Something else. This representation, because we're in between three rivers that come together. One flows north and two flows south, and it's the place where Stephen Foster, the great songwriter, famous songwriter, "I Dream of Jeannie," I think, and or Jeannie, the Song of Jeannie, and Swanee, way down upon the Swanee River. And these songs come from this area that's filled with springs, and it's beautiful, but they're desecrating, if you want to call it that, the entire area. Solar panel farms, charging everybody arm and a leg, and then for some reason wanting to get people out so that they can turn this into a Bellgate union farming project, and media, what do you call, smart city, and that's the object and the project here. It's pretty clear to anyone who sees it. And a lot of people, they do know it's happening, and you'll tell them to. I know, yeah, I'm still going to work as the termite man, and or as the plumber, and the mechanics working on the machines, and building the infrastructure, or the power plants, and the big electric towers, and all the rest of that, whatever. They also have at the Blue Springs plant, the Blue Springs River springs, there's the water, bottled water plant right on the river, and that's all the plastic bottle service, and they're delivering huge amounts of local water. And that river that comes down from Georgia past that springs and flows down to the actually to the bay, the Gulf of Mexico, and it gets polluted from Georgia when their sewer system can't handle the overflow of water, which probably happened yesterday again. It's happened twice this year already. And that means you can't go in the river and swim. And this is the river that's flowing down, and has something to do with their, I'll bet they don't stop getting their water that they're putting in the bottled water. Worst thing is probably the plastic bottles, because when you drink water that's heated up by the plastic, etc., that's a salmonella. You either got salmonella or radiated water and poisoned water from the plastic. So okay, so that's the that natural environment news. I think it's really funny. The last time the hurricane came through here, I left within 2 days, and we drove to New York. That turned out to be real good for me, and I could have done even more with that, I'm sure, but that was when I went and sang New You and Golden a cappella all over New York City, and then talked with people and whatever. Presentation you know, and addressed. And I'm thinking now in terms of some form of proclamations, daily proclamations of or songs. I got one more. I'm not going to sing it. It's here at the edge of town. I've got my tent, sleeping bag, homeward bound, peaceful, easy feeling on nature's time. Think I'm homeless without a dime, but I belong to live with the rhyme in the sky. Spontaneous giving, don't live a lie, and freedom, truth, beauty, all is alive. This is the karaoke antique shade clubhouse pool. Treated with respect and open heart, true. Heaven's here in right of this song. New you, new aha, new aman, light, life is new you, new you. Thank you, Val.